And three, two, one. Welcome back, everyone. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining me again, and thanks so much for your support as I have been on holiday for the last 2 weeks. So I had a great time, and I guess you were able to see my mug, on camera for the first time. But that said, yeah, we've come back, we've gotten all sorted, situated, and now we're just gonna get back to the old and usual setup. We're going to be here with Trusty Dusty, the Rider White Tarot here, and we're going to also incorporate the Moonology Tarot as well as the Nightmare Before Christmas if we need any additional clarifier cards. That way we don't have to use up all the same cards from the deck in the Rider White deck. So as always, the order of the day, if you like what you see here, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And additionally, if you would like a reading with me, one that is in tune with your specific energies, please feel free to reach out to me in the information provided in the description box below. That said, we're going to go ahead and get on with it. I'm going to start off with Taurus. I'm just going to go ahead and get this one out. We're going to do a general reading for the next month. So it's from now until mid-August 2024. I mean, mid-September. Sorry, time is flying by immensely quickly now. So from now until mid-September 2024. What we're going to do, we're just going to peer into the energies. I'm going to take my time with these a little bit so we can read a bit more in depth. When I was on holiday, it was basically, quick kind of flash mob tarot, or whatever you want to call it, whatever I was doing at the Hadrian's Wall and other places. Because there are so many people around now, I can kind of ground myself, get in tune with the message and tap into my intuition a little bit more. So this will help, hopefully. Anyways, let's get on with it. What's happening for Taurus from now until mid-September 2024? Happening for Taurus from now until mid-September 2024. Okay, one more. All right, so let's get this going. Got that deck. And short Celtic cross. Okay, this is current energy. Challenge. Challenge. Okay, justice in the reverse. Recent past. Near future. Happening in the near future. Taurus. That's nice. That's your card. Congratulations. What's at the core of this reading? What's at the crown? What's at the crown? What do you know? What are you consciously aware of? Okay. And the likely outcome of this period. What's the likely outcome for the period leading up to mid-September 2024? All right. So bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor reversed. What this insinuates to me is a person who is dealing with a lot of issues with control, either dealing with, I see more of a situation where you feel that things have spiraled out of control and that you have to kind of take destiny into your own hands. Oftentimes the Emperor can be someone that is very controlling, a bit, domineering and not very friendly. However, in this, I see this as kind of an overall situation that you're facing in your specific life. And what this tells me is that you are now coming to try to grip the reins of whatever it is that's taking shape within your particular scope And, it can be a bit challenging, but one thing we can say is definitely there's always a way that we can get things back under control. What is the signifier of this entire reading? What is the signifier of this entire reading? Okay. So, what this is about is receiving a wish fulfillment, but not necessarily being certain whether or not you are capable of making this wish fulfillment happen. What we have here is the Nine of Cups, and we have the Empress in the reverse. So, with the two of these, what this talks about, the Empress is normally about your material resources that are available to you and your ability to attract things within your life using the power of Venusian energy. So, this is a very feminine energy. And it can be not just about attracting lovers, but it can also be about attracting the types of wish fulfillments, desires, things that you want to manifest in your life. The Empress can manifest anything. She gives birth to everything. As you can see, she's pregnant in this particular card, within the Rider-Waite. But in this, it just seems that every time you go for a wish fulfillment, it seems that things do not get off the ground. The Empress in reverse can represent kind of a miscarriage of sorts, but it seems like instead of it being an actual human being, it's more like the things that you try to give birth to in your life never seem to come to pass. And right now, your biggest wish fulfillment is to try to make that happen, but it is stymied right now by the Empress in the reverse. And we see this, going into the main cards of the Rider-Waite. The Celtic Cross actual spread. We have here the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. It just seems that things are becoming a bit harder and more difficult than they need to be. It's not to say that you drop the ball, but it is to say that in dealing with your everyday affairs in life, being able to juggle everything at once, it's just you feel overburdened. You feel burdened to death by this. And it's very difficult for a Taurus to get to this point, but it seems to be happening in your specific life, especially when it comes to, when we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. We have this sea behind you, and there's lots of ups and downs. And these ships, the ships normally represent to the individual, opportunities and things that are trying to come in. And so you're basically trying to juggle and balance the entire daily affairs by going out there, putting out applications, chatting with people, chatting with women or men, depending on your preference, and trying to bring those ships to come in. It's like the Three of Wands knows that the ships are coming in, and all they have to do, their only action they need to take is to wait. But you are actually on the ground trying to get these things to take shape, to bring them in. And it seems like the opportunities wax and wane, come and go, ebb and flow. It just doesn't seem like your effort is really paying off, or that it's becoming a little bit more difficult for you to manifest those ships coming inland. The reason why we have here is we have the Justice. I think it's in the reverse. Sorry, it's in the upright actually. The challenge is bringing things into balance. And the problem with that, this is more Venusian energy. This is Libra as well. Compared with the Empress. It's about karma. The challenge is the karma. And it almost makes you feel like things are a bit unfair when it comes to the way you have been overburdened by the things you have to do within your life. It's like the person, who's like the single mom, and they have all of these things to take care of, and it seems like they have the whole weight of the world on their shoulders. And this can be a very trying and testing time for you, because all you are looking for is a bit of reciprocity when it comes to your specific life, whether that's in love or within work or within any other aspect that it applies to you. So what I do is I read the energies and I see how they apply in a story, but you have to apply that to your life circumstances. So when people say this story is not for me, maybe it's not for you specifically, but there may be a way that it's manifesting in your life. And it can be in any kind of, vertical that you would look at. So you can take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, it's probably just not your message altogether. That said, we move on. In the recent past, you had the Seven of Wands, and what this entails. This is standing your ground, defending the things that you find passionate. This is an action card of self-defense. And with you, in the recent past, what you were trying to do is to stand up and fight for the things that you believed in. So you may have been against the wishes of your competitors or your rivals. Really, really tried to fight for either a new job by making your own job. You may have been trying to fight in the dating scene by getting, looking at your options and seeing which options were available to you when it came to dating. And you had a lot of competition that you had to deal with. I'm going to quickly use the smaller deck, Nightmare Before Christmas deck, to kind of clarify. This is the travel deck that I used while I was in Scotland at the time. So we have the Three of Swords. This period of self-defense was the period of action that you took after getting over a very difficult heartbreak. What was the heartbreak related to? Can you please clarify what the heartbreak was related to? What was the heartbreak related to? Let's try to do that a bit better. What was the heartbreak related to? Wow. Okay, so I've clarified with the Empress reverse again. And this is the second time it's come out in this reading. I've never seen this before in my life. That's basically telling us that I said what I said, and that's what it means. So with the Empress reverse twice, it is all about feelings of self-worth, the ability to manifest and materialize what it is that you want out of your life. It's also about whether or not you feel worthy of receiving these things. And it feels like for you, the biggest heartbreak is that when you get to a point where you think things are going to materialize in your life, that fecundity period for the Empress where they become pregnant, it feels like something takes it away from you. And anyone who has dealt with a miscarriage, when you feel that you could potentially have a daughter or a son, and then that doesn't happen, it's almost like you feel cursed by the universe in many ways. And what this tells us is that part of the reason why the Empress is reversed is because you feel less worthy, or you don't feel worthy because you feel that the very thing that you should be naturally capable of doing, which is building a life for yourself and building stability for yourself and having work or being in a relationship, things that people normally would do, it's fucking hard for you to do. And it feels almost like cosmically the universe is robbing you of this joy, this Nine of Cups moment, that wish fulfillment, because it seems that every time you try to manifest a relationship, a job, something takes it away from you. The person turns on you, the person, leaves, the ghost, or maybe the job becomes toxic, the person becomes toxic. And so it's almost like this is the main thing that you're fighting. You're fighting. It feels almost like you've been fighting for your entire life. And the reason why I say that is because you have the Nine of Wands as your outcome, which is all about getting to the point where you feel like you just can't take it anymore, or that you are almost at the finish line, but it's really, really difficult for you to cross that finish line because it feels just like you have been fighting for so long. Life circumstances have left you scarred. I'm going to clarify that. Yeah, I may be jumping around a little bit on this reading, but Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Okay, we got the Four of Swords and then the Hierophant in the reverse, both in the reverse. Four of Swords is being able to take a break and reflect on the pain of the Three of Swords. It seems that right now, one of the problems that you have is the ability, the capability to reflect on the Three of Swords and pierce that with the Ace of Swords, the knowledge learned from the pain taking place from the past. The Hierophant is actually the lesson. The Hierophant is the teacher. It's the one that teaches the scholars in the traditional Rider-Waite about the mysteries of the universe. It is the bridge between heaven and earth. And right now, it feels like you are just so fucking tired that you feel like burning that bridge between heaven and earth and just being left alone. Normally, the Four of Swords in the reverse is all about not being able to relax, nervousness, jitteriness. I see this specifically as a person who is unable to find the stillness within to learn that lesson from the universe. And it's almost like you ask yourself, because it's the Nine of Wands, you ask yourself, what's the point? What is the point? I am fighting. It's not to say whether you're a good or bad person, but it's just like what I think, because justice is in the middle, is the challenge. I almost get the impression that you feel that the fight that you've had to put up with is not fair, and that maybe there is a sense of malevolence to the way that you have been treated over the past few years. That it's almost like you feel like leaving the classroom altogether. You're sat in front of the Hierophant. You're trying to learn this lesson about your life. Why am I going through all of this bullshit just to continue to have to go through more bullshit? It's what hell. It's kind of like the very definition of hell. It's being put through eternal torment, and you feel like it's time for you to actually rise up and be able to overcome this issue so that you can find your wish fulfillment. And it just seems like the universe is not allowing you to do that. And it can be a very, very demoralizing feeling. That Empress coming out twice in your reading is a powerful message. It's linked to your past because the Empress in the reverse came out in the past, and it's coming out in the signifier. So that means it's connected. The past is connected to what you're experiencing going through right now. Low feelings of self-worth, feeling like things are a bit too difficult, like you can never bring things into fruition. We're going to go to the Page of Cups in the reverse. That's what's in the subconscious, or what's kind of like at the core of this reading. Clarify the Page of Cups in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse as well. So we talk a little bit about someone who is unable. I'm getting a feeling, and the feeling that I'm feeling then is a person who feels like they're never able to receive any kind of joyous message. It's almost like being disconnected from your heart. And the thing that's clarifying that is the King of Wands. When the King of Wands is in the reverse, it can be one of two reasons. It's either A, you lack the self-confidence. It's similar to the Queen of Wands. You lack the self-confidence due to the experiences from the past. Or B, it can be that you feel like you're being fucked with by the universe. I may be a bit swearier today, but that's fine. Grin and bear it, just like the King of Wands here. It's It's I'm getting the expression, you feel like a cosmic joke. It shouldn't be this difficult. It shouldn't be this hard. And I don't think it is, because we'll get into the reason why it's not going to be that difficult or that hard. But first, let's clarify this. At the core, what you feel right now is that you feel disconnected or detached from your emotions because it's a bit painful for you to deal with those emotions. You have the Three of Wands in the upright in the past. You have the Four of Wands in the reverse. So it's like there's this difficulty getting past the Three of Wands. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. There's a lot going on here. Clarify the King of Wands. Clarify the King of Wands. Six of Wands. And there we go. At the very core, you just want victory. You're tired of everyone else around you winning in life or displaying some kind of affection or receiving their rewards. And it's just like you're getting fucked over. Always talk to people about, when it comes to Gnostic terms, the Gnostics don't always believe that there's a positive force for good running the universe. They actually call it the demiurge. And what it talks about is the demiurge in, the god of pre-Judeo-Christianity was known as Yahweh, or in other terms, Yaldabaoth, which was a kind of, it was actually initially a deity, a lesser deity connected to foreigners, the desert, barrenness, and it was represented by an aardvark-looking head, which was also the same one used on Set in Egyptian lore and mythology. Without getting into a history lesson, basically, it's like the demiurge is actually not that perfect, and it tends to use the material world that it has created to kind of keep the world as a prison. And I get that message emanating in this right here. It's like you feel like you're in kind of a material prison. Maybe the job that you're trying to get off the ground is taking too long, or people are not being supportive, or maybe people are not willing to work with you, or you're not getting the results fast enough. You'll need to be patient, because what I see is at the top of all of this is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is not in motion, it's not moving, but what it is doing is it's taking step by step by step towards its goal. And what this does is this allows for the Knight of Pentacles to make lasting progress towards the end. And right now, it seems that that has been daunted a little bit by the Seven of Cups, which means that it's very confusing to find out which place to put your foot forward. But it is happening, and it is a good thing, because what we see here, Ten of Wands, it's a burden, but it's the 10, meaning that that burden will soon be over. You get the Nine of Wands, you've also got the Ten of Wands. You've got the Three of Swords, you've also got the Four of Swords. You got the Empress twice. So, that said, you also have the Six of Wands, and then you have the Seven of Wands. I think it's good that I separate the decks and use them to clarify each other, because this kind of synchronicity I haven't seen in a long time. But what we'll see here, you feel like this is a very arduous, difficult, long journey, full of turmoil, but it is almost over if you keep moving forward. You are the Taurus, you are patient, you'll be able to plod through this until that field. Use the tools that you've got to till that field. You will reach the end goal that you're looking for. What we see here, the reason why I say that is because in the near future you have the King of Pentacles. Clarify the King of Pentacles. Clarify the King of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands, and what else? Wow. Okay, so I, cl I clarified the King of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. How the hell did that happen? And the Ten of Swords, which, well, you have the Ten of Wands, now you have the Ten of Swords. Fight. Yes. Fight for the things that you want in your life. It is difficult for me to tell you that. I'm getting a solitary energy here. I don't see any cards at all where there are more than two people. The only one that I see like that is the Seven of Wands. You don't even get to see their faces, but you know that they're attacking the individual after the Six of Wands. What this insinuates to me is that right now you feel fed up. You know that the journey is difficult, but you're going to do it alone, and you'll probably have more success doing that. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Pentacles. So it's moving away from that false start into finally being able to get back into your King of Pentacle energies. Maybe you felt that you were at this point at one part of your life. You had a false start, and now you're back into it. I think that's very good. And then you have the Ten of Swords. That was the betrayal that you felt from the past, which you now know is coming to an end. 10 is still the number of completion and finality. You have the Ten of Wands at what's known up here at the top. You have the Ten of Swords, which is what's known in the future. And we see that in the near end. You have the Nine of Wands. You have the kind of Four of Swords in the reverse and the Hierophant in the reverse. Another message that I'm getting about this is that you know that the journey is difficult, you're guarded, you're trying to get on the mend. Right now, I'm getting an energy from these two cards, the Four of Swords in the reverse and the Hierophant in the reverse. The Hierophant can also be a card where you are literally saying, for lack of a better phrase, fuck your couch, basically. You're sat at the pearly gates, you're just kind of like stomping on the couch like Rick James in the Dave Chappelle skit, where he's just like, I'm not going to do things the way other people want me to do them. I'm tired. I have not been able to rest, playing by your rules. And in many ways, I'm looking at this Four of Swords, and this message is kind of coming to me right now. It's feeling kind of invigorating a little bit. You're the Nine of Wands, but you're also the Four of Swords, meaning you have no time to rest. You're tired. And additionally, you're fed up, restless, and agitated. That's the feeling that you're feeling right now. And now you want to rebel. And I think that you are going to have a massive rebellion phase in your life. And this may be the thing that puts you in that King of Pentacles, where you can finally start getting the attention and the recognition that you deserve. I'm going to say to you like this, Taurus. What if rebellion was the only way that you could manifest your truest self? Now, I say this in the sense that you've been working a job you've been working in steady jobs for decades. Start your own business. What if it was the case in which you were trying to get into a relationship all your life and it just never came about and never materialized? What if you just stayed single? You might actually attract more people that way, because it seems that it seems that women are more attracted to men that aren't looking for a relationship openly and don't really talk about it, because then they think, oh, why doesn't he want a relationship? Or is he happy by himself? I want to make him happy. And then they start trying to pounce on that. Um, and then there's other ways, with jobs, you work a 9 to 5 to make someone else rich. and you get fuck all when it comes to your salary or payments or your freedom to do what you want or to write or to say what you want, the way you organize the business, all the energy that you put into other things, externalities, you could put that into yourself, and that would actually allow you to proceed and move further faster under your own control and your own, your own command. I'm going to say it like this. You need to move into a rebellious, solitary energy that will help you to realize your dreams. Sometimes we work with people, they let us down, jobs, they fire you, they lay you off, you people break up with you, and it just becomes like we put our happiness in the hands of other people. It's time for us to kind of do that and create our own paradise, if you want to say. It's going to have to be through an act of rebellion in the sense that you are no longer fighting for things that involve other people. You can kind of just do this on your own. Again, I don't see any cards that indicate cooperation. There are no Two of Cups, there are no Three of Cups. There's none of that. There's the Nine of Cups. You're happy on your own. And then you have, as your, kind of closure, you have a win-win outcome is forecast. Now, when it comes to the astrology, we look at some of the things that are happening in astrology. We're now currently in a Mercury retrograde in Leo. This started in the 12th of August. Yes, I am going to study the transits taking place in this world so that way I can get better about reporting these things. You know, I think it's important and incumbent upon me to start talking a little bit more about the astrological transits taking place. And if I can give you just a few golden nuggets, that will probably help out quite a bit. So full moon in Libra, this is basically the highest or the apotheosis of this energy within your reading. When you're at a full moon, that means it's at its highest peak. You have full moon in Libra, and currently Venus is moving slowly into the Venus in Virgo, which is going to take place on the 29th of August. We also have Mars entering, we have Mars in Gemini at the moment. That's going to take place, I think they say up to the 4th of September, but don't quote me on that. So these three things that are happening right now, Mercury retrograde in Leo, this is about your ability to express yourself. This is already underway right now. Being able to kind of make your presence known, shine on your own, being a sun rather than a moon reflecting the light of other people. You need to be the sun, broadcasting your own light. And what I would say to you is, while we're in this Mercury retrograde, this is going to make us reflect on this a bit more and go internal. I think what you should do, try to do things differently by putting the weight on the other side of the scales and see if things balance out. Because what did we have here? Initially, we had two cards here, and the challenge was justice. And that is reflected by Libra. And then now we have a full moon in Libra. Maybe the challenge was that you were not allowing for the energy of Libra to come within your life and to rebalance the energies that you were putting out there. Maybe if you were moving towards helping other people out so much to the point where you left yourself with nothing. I mean, is this the lesson? Is this what the Hierophant is trying to teach us? Which is also a Venusian card as well, represented by Taurus. We have, people who give to relationships all their life and they don't get anything back, because when it comes to the Empress, and I tell people about this, you have to plant a seed in fertile soil. If the soil is damaged or barren, nothing grows from it. So it is time for you to chuck out the old soil and to replant yourself in something that's going to be more fertile. I think your success lies in your solitude and being able to do things on your own. And then you will attract all the people and the things that you want in your life coming in. And I think that's going to how you're going to balance everything out. So, a bit exhausted from this reading. This was a lot to think about. It was a bit heavy as well, but very, very informative. And there's a lot of information in here that I think you can benefit from. So, once again, this is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining today. I really appreciate your time, energy, and attention to this, this channel. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And additionally, if you would like a reading with me, one that is in tune with your energies, please be sure to reach out to me and the information provided in the description box below. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much again. And until next time, love and light. Bye now.